of the girls that hooked me up with this family, she texted me and said, "Thank you so much for going to the hospital." And I was there for 2 hours in that one room talking to this guy. And his mom was there. She said, "Thank you for doing that." They checked him out of that hospital and they carried him down to a different hospital. And the doctor he's seeing now has taken him off of all the medicines, and they're just trying to clean him out now. Because this guy's a Christian and he doesn't believe that the doctors now are really helping people. They're just really filling them full of drugs. That's really hurting them. And I'm sitting here on the phone with her going, "Really?" I didn't know those doctors existed. But he's down there and they're cleaning him out. So anyway, I talked to the mom. She actually called me 2 days ago, and she told me they were down there at the new hospital in downtown. I said, "I already know that." She said, "Oh, you do?" I said, "Well, yeah, I talked to the girl that asked me to contact you and Michael." And she's like, oh, okay. I said, "I've been keeping up with y'all." She's like, "Really?" And I said, "Oh, yeah, I've been texting her and talking to her on the phone." So let me tell you, and I told the mother, I said, "You know, I'm going to tell you, I believe the reason Michael is blind is the medicine they've had him on." And she says, "Well, that's what his doctor told me when we moved him down here to this hospital." So see, when God told me that day, it's the medicines. And I went home and researched it. And it gave different medicines that they give you that could make you blind. And I didn't know what medicines he's on, right? And but sure enough, they believed that the medicine he's on caused him to be blind. The next part I want to get into about this visit, I want to give y'all a real boots on the ground experience with this, okay? They asked me, a friend of a friend of a friend, going back 3 generations, this lady got radically healed. And then this person got healed. So this person told the mom about me. So it just goes kind of back, right? All right. So they asked me if I would come and pray for him. And I told them yes. So I looped through on my way to Savannah, Georgia, and I went to the hospital. And I get there, and this man is, he's 6'2", 6'3", big guy. His hands are like this big. I mean, I'm serious. I laid my hand on his. I said, "Dude, do you realize that I have to do this for one of my fingers to be as long as your one finger?" He's a big guy. He used to weigh like 270 pounds, and he wasn't fat. He's just a big guy, right? Used to ride motorcycles and different stuff. And he's just dwindled away, and he's so thin and frail. He's lost over 100 pounds. Right. So I went in and I was just talking to him and everything. And I got to talking to him about me getting born again in my mother's hospital room. And I started talking to him about how Jesus did not come so people could do a sinner's prayer and not go to hell. That Jesus came for us to be born again and to get a new heart and a new spirit so he'd have something to work with, so he could make us who he created us to be. And this guy's like, "Oh, I've never heard about that before." I said, "Well, you know, he wants to get heaven in you. He wants himself in you so you can pour him into the earth." He said, "Well, I was wondering why you were so different from all these other Christians that I've talked to." And I explained to him, I said, "Well, you know, in John chapter 3, verse 3, and Jesus said it 3 times because he knows that we're not going to get it the first time. He says it 3 different ways, that you must be born again." And the guy's like, "I've never really heard that before." And I explained a little to him about that. And I told him, I said, "You know, over in Ezekiel it says, I'm going to give you a new heart and a new spirit, and then you're going to be a new man." And God gave me a new heart and a new spirit, and I am a new man. That old girl died, and she ain't ever coming back. I had a funeral in my mother's hospital room 2 months before we had her funeral. And a year later, I'm on the patio talking to my husband. And And I held his hand, and I said, I know you didn't sign on for this. And if you want a divorce, it'll be okay. I won't be mad, because I still love you. But your old girl, she ain't coming back. She's dead. And this is the new girl.
Amen.
And you didn't bargain for that, I know. And I'm sorry. And he started crying. He said, I don't want the old girl back. I like the new girl. I like my new Faye. Because guys, I'm telling you, I am like, whoo. If there's an opposite human being walking, it's probably me. But I loved him enough to tell him that he could leave me and I'd give him everything. Because that wasn't the bargain that we had 19 years earlier. And I was the one that broke the commitment of living like hellions. But I couldn't honor being who I used to be. And that if he needed out of the marriage, I respected him for that. How many Christians have you ever heard tell a spouse, well, you need to change. You need to become a believer. You need to change and be like me. And then you hear the other person going, no, you need to be who I married. And I just told him, I said, you can have everything. But I have to be who I am now. Okay? So here's the thing. Do you think I said a sinner's prayer that night? I'm going to tell you, there's nothing wrong with the sinner's prayer. It's okay to say a sinner's prayer. But guys, a sinner's prayer don't get somebody a new heart, a new spirit, and a new man. I promise you it don't. For you to get a new heart, that means you got to be ready to throw away the one you had. And you said you hit it. Everybody wants to hold on to their old heart. They want to hold on to who they used to be. You're not sick and tired and sick of the old man. You want to keep him on life support. You want to be Jekyll and Hyde. You want to be the good little Christian with you get out of hell free card and live like the devil the rest of the time. Well, we don't even clock out for church no more. We just come in and be who we are. We live like the devil 7 days a week, even at church. I've sat beside him. I mean, I had an old lady come up, and I'm sorry, people, I'm old enough to get a senior discount now, so I can call myself one of those. This little lady comes up to me one day and tells me that they don't want that trash coming up to the church from the high school. You want the fill-in story? The Sunday before, we had been working on this little boy to get him to come to church. All my little kids were out there trying to get him into the youth, get him to come to church. And he's gothic looking, right? He's got his spiked hair and it's black. And I think he has like a lip ring or a nose ring, one of the two. And he might even have a tattoo, I don't know. But he's got his black leather on. And I mean, he's gothic, right? And this same little woman walks up to him after church one morning and looks at him and says, well, what are you doing here?